Okay, welcome to part two of Lesson 56 to 103. We're looking at managing talent, HBAR 330, and this is going to be quite a short lesson. So just to obviously make sure that you're complete and up to date before we go back to our classes on Tuesday, right? So Tuesday the 26th, please make sure that these are lessons that you do go through. If you are currently watching this, you are going through it. So well done. Right. Um, okay. So these are. It's going to introduce some concepts that we will look at as well in more detail in coming up lessons as well. But hopefully at this point, you are becoming a bit more familiar with how to look at your own talent, and make sure that these types of things are things that you can relate to and also tick these boxes off. When we do look for talent itself, right? So I want you to take some time in doing this exercise. I will follow up on it when we do it on Tuesday, when I see you, or like I think virtually on Tuesday, and we're going to look at this. But I want you to take some time in being able to see how you obviously these various aspects. You're going to see that we're going to go here. You're going to test your self-reflective checklist on each one of these that you see here, and you're going to build on where you feel like you need some work. Okay. So, for example, are you a genuine individual, right? Okay. Are you a genuine individual? Do you know who you are? Do you know what makes you different? Do you know what makes you stand out? And not by just being able to describe it on a surface level, but really understand yourself and say, well, these are the things that I definitely at this age, in my point, at this point in my life, I can really like nail I can like nail right down. I almost was saying nail in a coffin. Don't do that. No, I can definitely nail them down as something that and some things that are definitely all me all the time, right? Anytime, right? Are you a fantastic storyteller, right? So look at, let's say, your ability to tell stories. Have you been practicing it, obviously, the past couple of weeks? Look at the way that you do engage other people, right? And whether you can tell stories to anyone at any time in any place, right? Excuse me. What type of stories do you tell? Like, what are you constantly filling your capacity of conversation with? Is it varied conversations? Is it exciting stories? Is it, one again, are they interesting stories? Like, are you thinking about the person you're telling the story to? A fantastic storyteller knows how to captivate an audience, knows exactly how much time they need to tell them what they need to tell them, and also, again, once again, what to pick to tell them as well. Are you beautifully articulate? Something that we all always need work on. So articulate, do you have obviously a nice bank of diction that you can use? Can you use it correctly? A lot of us, including myself, while we're doing, let's say, I say informal conversations, like for example, I'm going to talk to you, whatever it is. You can see that obviously I get some words mixed around my tenses or whatever it is, because I'm not really paying attention in the sense that it is not exactly something like public speaking, where I need to make sure that I am articulate, that I am focused, that I am able to present correctly and within the correct, like I say, within the boundaries of my of the language that I want to talk. I want to speak in, right? Okay, like I've got to be able to be articulate, right, and know quite a good variation of words, right? Okay. Articulate isn't only about the diction, but it's the way that I want to use those words to express myself, right? Have a natural and great sense of humor. Being natural allows you to be a human being, as we've said before. I want a genuine individual that has a good, like man, that isn't pessimistic, that isn't like a sore thumb, um, that it doesn't have a chip on their shoulder, just have a great sense of the world around you and the people around you. Just enjoy yourself, right? And that's also including a bit of a great sense of humor, like what type of things make you laugh, what type of things make other people laugh when you are doing them or saying them or whatever it is, right? You're interacting with them, right? A good or great sense of humor is a healthy sense of humor. Are you a good listener? How do you test that? when you do you days off? Do you glaze off when people are talking to you? Are you actually interested in what they are saying so that you can also engage in a conversation, engage with them, also give their opinions and their whatever they're saying to you, the communication that they are having within the conversation. Make it important and valuable, make this person heard. Like that is a good listener, right? Do you listen to understand? That also makes you a good listener. Are you an original thinker? Original thinker is someone that does think out of the box. What is it to think out of the box? Well, look at what you look at. Let's say the stuff that let's say it's I don't know. I'm going to say it reigns dominion over your daily conversation, your daily thoughts, right? And are you like in ruts? Are you basically a carbon copy of what is in the world around you? Are you a carbon copy of your friends and their opinions or their mindsets? Are you a group thinker and not in a great way? Like, do you have any original thought to yourself? Do you have something that's innovative? Do you see beyond situations? You understand? And other people that and the world that surrounds you at the same time, right? Or do you just take whatever's there, you go with it, and you're basically only concerned with yourself and what happens in the next 2 to 5 seconds or 2 to 5 minutes, 2 to 5 hours, right? Are you intelligent? An intelligent human being is not really only about, I suppose, your IQ, but intelligence is about the way that you apply your capacity of thinking, right? And to, let's say, social norms, okay? Like a social society around you. An intelligent person doesn't break people down. An intelligent person isn't a racist individual. An intelligent person doesn't see one sex greater than another sex, or one gender, should I say, greater than another gender. That doesn't see people as enemies, doesn't see them as like I don't know, whatever it is. There's so many things that non-intelligible people do, say, act, live like. Right? That's an intelligent person, not your capacity to do calculus at a I don't know master's level. Right? Are you passionate about people? Well, if you're not, I'm sorry, you're definitely in the wrong business, not in the radio, but also entertainment and media business, because you're not going to get very far. Excuse me. You got to be interested in the fact that you love to know that people excite you. Like when you think about, well, like obviously, and also passionate means like you get angry. When you see people doing the wrong things or saying the wrong things or things that are happening to people in a way that makes them it's that's inhumane. You have a passionate response. Are you invested in like other human beings and their stories, their places, whatever it is, their personalities? Do you love to connect with others? Same kind of thing. But it's you can be passionate, but never set out yourself out to go and actually sit down and listen and connect and know, like I've done something real here in this moment in time with another person. Right. Okay. If you stick to your, like I say, your own small space with your own, like I say, one-dimensional thinking, you're not this, right? Whenever you don't tick a box here, make sure that you say, cool, that's great. I'm this person right now, but I want to fix myself and be better. So I know that I'm going to do this checklist and I'm going to start like figuring out better ways to be a better me and a better talent at the end of the day, right? Are you curious and never stop wondering, right? So that I think is quite self-explanatory. Like, do you look at situations from a different dimension, that other people do? Do you wonder why? Like, let's say when they do say to us that we're broke, or they do say to us that there's this much money that's being stolen. How do they know? How do they know? Like we're looking at things like say my broadband or broadband. Let me just say this properly. My broadband often does that since like sensationalistic articles of news and commentary and whatever it is. Do you ever wonder further than what you are seeing on a TikTok video, which is very questionable, right? Or the way that people are living their lives, or whatever it may be, right? Are you formally educated or have some kind of ample life experience, one or both or two, either or, like I say, one or both, right? Or one or the other, should I say, or both, are great to have. Life experience is about, like I say, experiencing life so that you know that those, and most experience is involved in downfalls, difficulties, obstacles, like like things to figure out, things figuring out, yeah, figuring yourself out while doing these things, figuring the world out while you are interacting with it, right? You're educating yourself, but also formal education is important. That's why it's everywhere around the world, right? There is no one that is more important than the other. Love to, it's obviously the way that you use it, right? Love to learn and share new ideas and ways of thinking about the world. Nice. Okay. Very nice. About that open thinking, that original thinking. Are you a trendsetter? So trendsetter is not about, let's say, just wearing certain clothes or doing, it's about doing certain things, right? Thinking certain ways, saying certain things, helping people think and or see the world around them differently. Do you want to be seen and heard, not only in the spotlight, but also maybe you want to be a producer and you want to make sure that your content and your voice is heard through the stuff that you produce. Do you understand? So now you're going to do this for yourself, and we will then obviously have a really, like I say, I want you to really think about this, do this as a self-reflective. It's going to be so good for you as well. And we'll do it in class because we want to find out whether you have an X factor, something that happened. It was mentioned in the second or first year. You know exactly what the X factor is. It's intangible. It's something that we can't measure, right? But we can definitely see, right? It's a everything that's a byproduct of an X factor is something that's tangible. So if we look at even, right, um, uh, let's say people like in sales, okay? So let's not look at celebrities or whatever it is or talents like that. Look at people in sales. People in sales also have X factors. People that are doctors have X factors. If you're a great salesperson, there's a certain X factor about you that just draws people, like draws clients to you. You've got this great ability to see ideas to make money. You understand? Right. Like there's psychologists that have an X factor. They just like they just help people, but they not only help people, they revitalize people's experiences when they go and they see this psychologist or these psychologists, right? An X factor, it's something that makes them super special, right? Do you know what your X factor is? Do you feel your X factor? The side effect of that is going to be that people are dumbfounded when they in the presence of your X factor. Dumbfounded. They are like they're excited to have had that experience with you. They don't care why. They don't care why. They're just glad that they had it. Right. Um, Okay, so looking at some things here, this was like this. I'm just going to just zoom in just a little bit here so you can see some elements of this. I'm not going to go through all of it. I just wanted to, when I did go and I wanted to go look at, let's say, how to measure, quote unquote, an X factor, because we have performance appraisals at work, whatever it is. And so the thing is that this came from an example of one business that would evaluate their employees, right? This is the manager, obviously, here manager two, manager three, and this for a particular somebody, right? And then they would get an obviously a total number, and then obviously sit and evaluate this person and have meetings with them, whatever it is, right? But some of the things that we try to then it's look at this, like setting goals, listening to others, displaying initiative, influencing and persuading. These are quite intangible things. This, this, displaying integrity, accepting responsibility. Um, let's forget about that one. So the business acumen. So coping with pressure, solving problems, adapting to change, personal selling, motivating others, building networks. This is nice. This is great. These are all intangible, but still we can give them tangible results, ratings and stuff. Right. So I want you to know that an X factor is the total sum of all of this. You got it, 10 to 1, you're going to get like great ratings from your boss and from everyone else. Okay. So this is a concept that's going to be, I just want to quickly just make it a little smaller so you can see there. So the ACE approach to nurturing talent. Okay. We're going to talk more about this in an upcoming lesson, but I want you to start thinking, right? Appreciate talent, right? Let them know that you as a manager love them. You are learning management in radio, right? To be a good manager, appreciate that talent. It doesn't happen a lot in our business, right? But be that person that is different, that brings about like uh, I I I currently work for a great boss. She's great. Okay, Karen is great. Um, she cares about our growth. She cares about our input. She cares about you. She cares about you being there. Do you understand? And it's great to work for her. What a great thing, right? So whenever we do have, let's say, she can approach. Obviously, she's the manager. She can do whatever she wants, right? But the thing is, like when she needs something, all of us jump at assisting or being there. Added, we want to be proactive. We want to add more to the business, right? As a manager, coach them, bring out their best qualities. Know that this is a process, an ongoing process. Evaluate them. Always provide honest and fair feedback. Right? Do not disillusion or disrail your talent. Right? Tell them honestly what's going to happen, what is happening, what's wrong with the shows, what's wrong with obviously the attitudes, what's wrong. Give it to them fairly. Right? Okay. When there's reason to give a compliment, give him. When there's reason to give him crit, give him. All right. This can be achieved by doing, for example, if you're personable, make yourself someone that is approachable at the end of the day. Approachable, personable, know their names, like know what their current growth is. Don't try your best if you're running a business and you're running a station, whatever it is. There's a lot of things that are happening. If you are quite forgetful, like I am, whatever it is, make sure that you are documenting the stuff. Make sure that you are constantly having informal conversations with your staff around you, right? Okay. Support growth and exposure to varied skills and opportunities for them as well, right? And presenters must be given goals and objectives to understand that, listen, like you told me last time to do this, right? So I went out and I did it. Or you can tell them, I told you to go and do this last time. And have you done it? Have you not? Let's check. Okay. Right. The road to great talent management, right? One, spend time with your talent, as I said. Be present to coach and train them. Use constructive criticism to provide ways forward. Involve yourself in the process. Don't just be that person that kind of micromanages and then disappears, that seagull manager that floats in, does his business or her business, and then just floats out for months on end, not to be heard of again. You must set clear expectations for your staff. They must know what you want out of them so that you can go and also measure. And like I say, you can go, yeah, measure, basically evaluate them. Later on, then they can evaluate themselves. Listen to and take interest in their ideas. They have great ideas. That's why you hired them. They are creatives. That's why you hired them. And they're the best of the best. That's why you hired them. Facilitate discussions in a safe environment that isn't someone that you're attacking them and you're like berating them, bring them down, like personally. Don't know personal attacks. That's completely unprofessional and childish and totally uncalled for. Right. Customized criticism and guidance with each presenter. Right. So each presenter must be guided separately. It's not a one fits all. Maintain a humble, approachable presence. Your staff must not be afraid of you. They don't, and that can be because you created some godlike persona, right? Anyway, don't do that, right? Just because a lot of managers have self-esteem issues, so they want to go and, like I say, you have a god complex. Don't do that. Great coaches praise talent when they perform and share the blame when they fall. Credit should be given in private, not in front of the whole station. Okay, so 6 rules of being a great storyteller. I just want to just show you. We're going to go through. I'm just going to share the screen to actually thing here. Oh, there it is. Then okay. Right, so it's something that we shared with you. You can go and read through it, but I just want to go through the 6. So it's according to like so this comes from Pixar, which is great. I mean, over the years they won 13 Academy Awards, 9 Golden Globes, 11 Grammys. You can trust Pixar, man. I love obviously animation. I think I've said this many times, or it's very, very obvious. Love animation, love Pixar, love Disney. Anyway, okay. So one, great stories are universal. Great storytelling is about taking a piece of human condition, so things like birth, growth, emotionality, aspiration, conflict, and conveying it in a unique situation. So acclaimed Pixar director Pete Docter puts it in perfectly. What it says. What you're trying to do when you tell a story is to write about an event in your life that you made feel some particular that made you feel in some particular way. And what you're trying to do when you tell a story is to get the guidance to have that same feeling. Is your get the audience, sorry, not the guidance, right? Get the audience to have that same feeling. Think about you and your stories that you're sharing on radio. You went and you picked those stories because they made you feel a certain way, right? And you want to be able to connect. Connect is about finding a common ground with that listener, right? And engaging an opening conversation around it, right? So, universal, great stories have a clear structure and purpose. Okay. So, that's quite interesting. Go and have a look there. Why must you tell the story? What's the belief burning within you that your story feeds off? What greater purpose does this serve? What does it teach? These are great questions, right? About finding purpose. Okay. Right. Three. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Obviously, when I did print it and didn't really say there, great stories have a character to root the situation or the story for them. Pixar explains that we as the audience admire a character for trying more than their success, right? For their success. In other words, it's more about the character's journey than it is about the actual destination. So things about conflict and battle and struggles is what makes this personable, what makes your storytelling personable, right? Great stories appeal to our deeper emotions. It will trigger anger, it will trigger disgust, it will trigger fear, happiness, sadness, surprise. These are the six basic emotions that psychologists have named, right? And briefed, categorized, should I say. Great stories. Okay, sorry, we've done that one. Okay. Okay, so obviously, if you watched Inside Out, I wasn't a fan. Actually, it wasn't one of my favorites anyway. But there's a little picture of obviously them as different emotions, sadness, etc., etc. Anyway, okay. Ask yourself questions. Why are you feeling a certain way? How might you be able to take the why behind your emotions to tell a story? You're angry about something, go and put it into go like just use that anger and project it into something productive. Go and use that and go construct something that's going to be helpful to your listener. That anger, so you can go create some awareness, that you can go create solution, go create, like I say, resolution, whatever it may be. Great stories are surprising and unexpected. We want that in radio. We told you, like make sure that it's something that is new by creating your own perspective through research that you've done, through interviews that you're including, through sound bites or funny or like skits or whatever it may be, right? Great stories are simple and they are focused. Okay. Sorry, so it's over there, as you can see there. And then, right. Um, Pixar's advice here is to combine characters and hop over detours while you, as the creator, may feel like you're losing lots of valuable stuff. It'll set you free in the end, right? Will allow your audience to get lost in the narrative if you just simplify, and simplify. Great. You can go and have a look there. Some great things there anyway. But close that. So we shared indeed. And I'm going to leave it at that. Oh, wait. Yep. Yep. That's right. Okay. Yep. That's pretty much it for the lesson. I'll see you.